Good morning. This is George Kachuk with RCM Wealth Advisors reporting to you from the CME Group trading floor in Chicago. Okay, what I'd like to do is talk about the equity markets this morning. Technically speaking, the markets are still a little bit of a correction. However, there's some interesting things going on underneath the hood, and I'd like to talk about those. Okay, first off, last week we had a pretty good bounce in the Dow and the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ. Although the Dow is still well below its 50-day moving average, as is the S&P. The NASDAQ, pretty much the leading index, got up above that 4125 level, above the 4100 area, and it's kind of leading the markets. Now, the reason I say the markets, the general market's still technically a little bit in a correction. We saw the market bottom last Wednesday, and it's followed up by some strong rallies on Thursday and Friday. That's a good sign. But normally you'd like to see this kind of like a follow-through day or a follow-through strong rally come in about 4 to 10 days after that bottoming day, after Wednesday. And the reason is that we want to make sure we don't get fooled by the so-called dead cat bounce, meaning it's just a reaction rally, no true sustainability. However, and there always is a however in this business, some very interesting things are going on. Leading stocks continue to defy the market, and leading stocks are in their own, basically, uptrend, call it bull market. And what do I mean by that? A lot of stocks in the drug and biotech sector, after earnings, gapped up and have been able to hold that. We pretty much see the same thing in the internet stocks. A lot of software stocks, leisure stocks. So if I was to give you some names, for instance, we saw Alexion Pharmaceuticals gap up on earnings. That's ALXN. Pretty much held the gap, is moving higher. Netflix in the leisure space, same thing. Gapped up on earnings, continued to move higher. In the apparel space, we have Under Armour, Michael Kors, gapped up on earnings, moved higher. These stocks are all hitting new highs. We saw that in Facebook, also in the internet sector. Some of the Chinese internet stocks are also performing pretty well. That's Qihoo and SoFun. So there's a lot of stocks out there that are continuing with this kind of move. Biogen's also hitting a new highs. Jazz in the drug sector is doing very well. Questcor, which has kind of been a little bit laggard, all of a sudden when the market's turning down, this stock's moving up, building the right side of its base. So we have a lot of things going on that point to positivity in this market. So you want to take a look at these leaders, and I think they are playable, and I think they will probably lead this market back up. Now, speaking of things that are leading the markets back up, about 2 weeks ago, a lot in the news about emerging markets and foreign markets. Well, emerging markets and foreign markets pretty much have been in downtrend for a long time, while the U.S. market has been outperforming them. Now, nothing operates in a vacuum, so you do want to see all markets operating together. Although I still believe U.S. markets will do better, but you still need the other markets to do something, do as well. The divergence isn't good. And actually last week we saw that, if you look at the EEM, that's the emerging market ETF, had a pretty good bounce and also bounced off its September support level, moved higher. Still has a little bit more work to do. If you look at the EFA, which is, it tracks the developed markets, they had a very strong bounce last week and also moved higher with our U.S. markets. So, all in all, looking at all these things, I think the markets might have bottomed. You should be worth your while to stick with leading stocks. If you want to know which stocks we're buying or you want some analysis of the stocks we're looking at, send me an email at gtkachuk@rcmfs.com. I'll send you my newsletter, let you know what we're doing, see if any of those ideas interest you. So as always, don't take my word for it. Let price and volume be your guide. This is George Kachuk, RCM Wealth Advisors, reporting to you from the CME Group trading floor in Chicago. Good luck trading.